Holy fucking shit. We just watched episode 4 of Black Bullet, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
What was that?
It's pretty tense.
It was probably one of the most entertaining 22 minutes that I've experienced in a long time. What are your thoughts, Victor? Share with me.
At first, I was really disappointed because the bad guy pretty much got axe kicked in the face, and it was really easy, and I was like, wow, he turned out to be kind of a bitch. And then they completely just disregarded all of that shit and went in an entirely different direction. We're like, oh, this real shit's happening over here.
This face right now, this was my face the whole episode. Victor was sitting here going, what? 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 Like
oh my god!
This show understands a certain kind of characterization that hasn't been done for a while, or at least it hasn't been done as much. It's not as popular as it used to be, which is instead of like backstory or like, you know, or character arcs, you can make a character awesome just by making them as badass as humanly possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because the main character, he just like...
He rips off his own arm! He's like, there's no missiles, my arm is now the missile.
You can't
here.
talk that loud, you're gonna clip all
I
the
can
audio.
talk as loud as I want.
Oh man, it was like right from the get-go.
What?
Like, okay, so the episode starts and it's like the one dude who is like the asshole is dead with a huge fucking sword in his back. They start fighting the main bad guy dude, and then the main character's like, oh, I'm actually a fucking superhuman. Like, his clothes explode off, and he's got like the metal arm and leg, and they have this fucking intense ass
Yelling
fight.
out his attacks.
And he ostensibly kills the bad guy, but the fact that it was done with so little fanfare means to me he's gonna be back.
His face was pretty crushed in.
They wouldn't. I don't think they'd just waste a villain
weird.
like that.
He
and
was
he's
just
on,
all of a sudden a huge pussy.
He's
even though
on
he
like
was
the art for the show.
so intimidating before.
It wasn't that he was a huge pussy. It's that the main character turned out to be
Yeah.
because they were both from the
know,
same
it was really
project.
easy.
You know, like they were both from the the Human Weapon Project or whatever, and they didn't know that about the main guy. And then he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be back. I
Axe
think
kicked him
it's
in
gonna
the
be
face.
some JoJo shit like Dio Brando. He's gonna fall into the ocean now, but then he'll be back before you know it. Then a fucking kaiju appears.
Some Pacific Rim level 5 kaiju.
And they're like, oh shit, we have to kill it. We need the cannon's out of ammo.
Just this big gun
You gotta
over
tear
there.
your fucking arm off
gun.
and use your arm as the bullet. And
Nobody
then,
told him to do that. He just thought it would work. He was
made
like,
of-
my arm is made
as
of
long
things.
as it's made of super vanadium, it'll be okay.
I'll just throw my arm in there because that's a bullet. That makes sense.
And then they're like, oh, we don't have time for us to do it from
and
here.
then it shoots a laser
Why
beam
ever.
anyways, so it's like, oh, I don't know how bullets work anymore.
And then the thing fucking explodes, and its body parts are everywhere. And then, to top it off, there's the little girl, and she's dying. And it's like the one who they like just established as a character in the last episode.
This super
And now
fucking
she's dying, and she gives like this
depressing-
speech, and she's like, "You don't have many friends, do you? I'll be your friend." Like knowing that he's
While
about
the
to have
sun
to
is
kill her.
rising.
Let me die as a human, and he fucking shoots her in the
Her
face.
fucking Akira
Oh
blob
my
spewing out of her
God.
arm.
It's
it was just amazing.
Perfect. The whole thing was perfect. It was exciting. It's energetic. Shit kept happening. How do you go 4 episodes and have this much shit happen?
Yeah.
Like, not.
And the monster
I've
was
never
summoned
been
by a
bored.
tricycle.
I have never been bored. It sets up, even though it's like a climactic episode, it still sets up stuff for the next episode. They
Yeah.
still took the time to, because that means we don't have to start off the next episode with them going, oh, here's our next mission. We already have it. She's like, you have to rise up the ranks and get badass.
It
and
felt like the end of the first season of something, like with hints at a second season, but it's only episode 4.
the whole show, as I said, it's like watching one of those fake trailers for some kind of like ridiculous over-the-top movie where it's just a bunch of crazy shit happening. This whole show is that. Just crazy shit. It's like take the highlights from any other show and this is it, you know? Which in my opinion, if you're gonna do an action show, like a stupid action show, this is how to do it. Because you're never gonna have an intelligent, thought out plot in a show that's just about action and giant monsters and fighting and shit, you know? And anytime a movie or a show tries to have like an emphasis on storyline, but the story's not interesting, you're just watching it for the action, then it doesn't work. That's why everyone loves The Raid Redemption, because that movie doesn't care about like its plot. It was like, okay, here's enough to get you invested. Now here's shitloads of action for, you know, an hour and a half. And that's what this show does. It's just constant fucking awesome shit. I don't care about why. It's awesome. It gives me just enough to go on that I don't feel like I'm lost or confused, you know. It's brilliant. I love it. 10 out of 10.
Pretty good.
No, but I'll say for now the show is definitely if it can have more moments that are this amazing, like more episodes that can top this one, it could be like a 9 out of 10 for me. Like
it's pretty good
if it keeps doing that.
It's worth a watch.
Definitely.
It's like, are you bored with
my
life?
face hurts
Watch
from
Black
smiling
Bullet.
too much. I'm not joking. My face is in pain from smiling for 22 minutes.